So YellowFlash is a channel that I've been asked to respond to many times, and I've put it off for a while because there simply are so many things to talk about when it comes to this guy, and so I felt a bit overwhelmed. I mean, I can only handle a certain amount of cringe every week before I viscerally implode, but you guys have begged me, so here we are responding to YellowFlash. Well, actually, YellowFlash 2. He does have a channel called just YellowFlash, but it seems like YellowFlash 2 is his main platform. I see. He's trying to confuse me with his devilish tactics, but he will not work against me. I am a master at deceiving deception meant to deceive me through deception. Alright, I'm getting off topic. Basically, I don't really like YellowFlash. His content is very reminiscent of all the other anti-SJWs. I mean, their videos and thumbnails are pretty much all identical to each other. And they call the SJWs an echo chamber. How ironic. But yeah, his recent videos include bangers like, "Let them burn, Samuel L. Jackson reveals why 2022 Oscars will be shit. Woke backfire. The Batman actress does her best to turn off gamers with ignorant statement. Lord of the Rings of Power critics are worse than murderers. Amazon shills go crazy. Epic fail. The Lord of the Rings of Power plot leaks are all about feminist elven rage." This is just fear-mongering and rage baiting at its finest. I also think he's just a bad person, at least his internet persona is. And I believe his videos can be harmful in that they fuel a pretty toxic culture. But these aren't just my baseless opinions. I'll give you examples of his videos to support my argument. And then at the end, you can make your own informed conclusions based on the provided data and hopefully a bit of your own research into this person. And then you can decide whether or not you agree with me or if you think I'm jealous and just full of shit. However, I will definitely not be able to cover everything that I want to say about YellowFlash in one video. So today I'll be showing some older examples of YellowFlash's content to hopefully lay the groundwork and show some of you why I think he's just an online bully, or at least how he comes off that way. But just real quick before we get into the video, if you want to further support the channel, then consider checking out my Patreon. It comes with different benefits, including having your name at the end of videos, and also getting some videos early. Who wouldn't want that from TurfNation? Nah, I'm joking. But anyways, the link is in the description if you want to check it out. But for now, let's just get into the video. So we're starting off back in 2020, right before the video game Doom Eternal came out. He made this video where he got angry that Sony tweeted out that Doom Eternal would have a female demon in it. He made the video before the game came out, and it's just hilarious. But before I show you some clips from the video, can we just take a moment to appreciate the source he uses? So like the rest of the anti-SJW crowd, he reads articles. That's really all he does. And they're often quite heavily biased. But this is just another level. This article is from One Angry Gamer, and if you don't know who that is, then it's basically a really far-right, politically motivated news source for gamers. In recent years, he has been openly anti-Black Lives Matter, which I know came out after this video was made by YellowFlash, but even before that, he was openly far-right, and the language he uses in his articles is foul, and he's overall very anti-LGBTQ rights, and he's racist. I probably should do a video on One Angry Gamer myself at some point, but if you're curious as to who this angry gamer is, then check out this video by Sanderhall. Or if you don't want to watch the take of someone who's left-wing, that's fine, because he's therefore also naturally biased, but in my opinion a lot more sane and well-argumented than a lot of other people. But yeah, if you don't want to watch him, then you can go and read some of these articles yourself. I wouldn't recommend it. The articles can get very hateful and it can be difficult for some people to see, but essentially these are the type of sources that YellowFlash uses. And it's not just dangerous in the sense that his sources are extremely biased, but he also constantly complains about political messaging being pushed on nerd culture, like what he's arguing that they're doing with Doom Eternal in this example. But then he gets his sources from openly political websites like One Angry Gamer. It's really fucking hypocritical. And if you don't believe me about One Angry Gamer, then let's just read this opening part of this article that YellowFlash is reacting to. PlayStation humiliates themselves attempting to virtue signal about Doom Eternal. Pay attention long enough and you become an expert on what you're observing. Like an animal documentation narrator, you begin to describe the intricate behaviors of the social justice warriors. In their natural habitat here, you see the creature exhibit one of its two most basic behaviors. When the parasitic creature cannot infiltrate a host community, they make the topic somehow about themselves. Sony, an unfortunate victim of a complete parasitic infestation, demonstrates how the disease will spread from host to host, or at least attempt to do so before failing spectacularly, exposing the SJW to its natural enemy, the light of day. Now this isn't that toxic by itself, but the language that's used is incredibly anti-intellectual and quite openly biased. It's an opinion piece written on the basis of a political agenda, and it's funny that channels like YellowFlash want to seem like apolitical gamers who just want politics to stay out of their media, but then actively read sources like this. But anyways, let's look at some clips from the video itself.
Okay, so Doom Eternal is coming. A lot of people pretty excited about it. I'm pretty excited to play it. I was a really big fan of the reboot that came out a few years ago. I liked it a lot. Thought it was a really fun game. And, it was nice to have a game that focused on single-player combat. Everything's got to have multiplayer stuff shoehorned into it now. So it was, as they say, a breath of fresh air. But, as always, things got to get a little cringy with some people. Sony, who's been no stranger to really weird kind of marketing and censorship lately, decided they would be a little cute, make a couple of comments online, and they really just kind of ended up embarrassing themselves, which, shouldn't surprise anyone. Sony's been pretty cringy lately. But let's look at this. So Sony decided, we're going to celebrate. Doom Eternal's coming. What can we do to get everyone riled up and excited? What's the best way to do that? Well, there's some good old-fashioned virtue signaling. So they put this tweet out. Meet Whiplash. Introduced in Doom Eternal, this slithering, chain-lashing foe is the series' first female demon. Hits PS4 March 20th. So yeah, what better way to get people excited and revved up than to point out that the game is going to have its first female demon? I'm sure everyone's going to be excited because that's what people care about, the gender of demons in a video game.
I'm sure that's what people care about, the gender of demons in video games, he says, as he's getting angry that there's a female demon in a video game. Because why else would he be making this video? But listen, I get it. Corporations suck. They do. All corporations want to profit, and they'll say whatever is trendy or popular because they know it'll make them look good. Don't get me wrong, when corporations do progressive stuff in their advertisements, at least it does have some positive outcomes, but they likely don't care about representation itself. They just know that they can profit from it. It's just how capitalism works. However, they've always done this. Big companies are always trying to make more money, but people like these only ever point it out when there's something woke that they can whine about. These people apparently love capitalism. They love the free market. I mean, they profit off of it. They love it until, of course, minorities start appearing in their advertisements. Then corporate greed is suddenly the worst thing in the world. And as I've found myself saying more and more in my videos, the problem here is not progressivism. The problem is capitalism and corporate meddling. That's what these people fail to realize, because at the end of the day, this guy's getting this upset over a tweet that says Doom Eternal will have a female demon. And yes, although it's not the first female demon in the franchise, which is a statement that was retracted, he's still getting angry that they're saying that there's a female demon in a video game. He says that no one cares about this stuff, yet here he is, yelling about it, saying that it would fail with this kind of advertisement.
I got here, mortally challenged bigot. Damn, demons are so progressive. And so on and so on. So they're getting absolutely ripped up over this, which I think is really great. And they should be. What a stupid way to sell a game. It's got a female demon. Oh, you're going to sell about -2 copies with that kind of marketing.
As we know now, with the power of hindsight, Doom Eternal was not only extremely popular and loved by many gamers, but it also did really well financially. Obviously, Sony's marketing worked for the game, but of course more importantly was the fact that the developers made a really fucking good game. But yeah, it seems like they didn't go broke here despite going woke. Whatever the fuck that means. And the fact that these people get so angry about stuff like this, but are still pro-capitalism and free market and all that, shows that the only thing they really take issue with here are women. That's honestly the only conclusion I can make from this. And I think my next example is a pretty good continuation because it's about Brie Larson. Yes, the ultimate evil woman. I know Brie Larson often comes up in these videos, and I'm sorry, but I just could not talk about this video because it's pathetic. Basically, he has this old video from back in 2019 called "The MCU Hired a Captain Marvel Backside Body Double." And from the title and thumbnail, you should already know where this is going. Let's just watch the clip.
Here's something interesting that a lot of people seem to have just missed. Is Marvel hiring a butt double for Brie Larson? Now, this is very interesting. I'm always looking for news on this movie because, well, I find it to be reflective of Ghostbusters 2016. The big dumpster fire that the media said was going to be a massive hit. Everyone was going to love it. Ticket sales were through the roof, which they're doing right now with the pre-ticket sales, saying that it's going to be like $120 million or whatever. It's going to have a humongous opening. It's tracking to be the biggest, best Marvel movie ever, which I don't think is true. I think it's going to be a bomb, but who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong, and my comments will be filled with trolls about how I was wrong about Captain Marvel, which is fine. If it ends up being a great movie, so be it. I'll get over it. But the way that it's being hyped judging off her acting skills and how it doesn't look like she wants to be there, I don't think it's going to be a very good movie. But I found this very interesting. So is Marvel hiring a butt double? So for the Avengers 4 reshoots, it turns out there was a casting call. I'll go ahead and take this. In the oddest and humorous stories of the week, Marvel Studios is searching for a butt double for reshoots of Avengers 4 due out next year. Disney is scheduled to begin a series of reshoots for the coming weeks as it prepares for a lengthy post-production. In a Georgia Central casting Facebook page, GCC adds they call for additional photography and a butt double, presumably for Brie Larson, who is set to play Captain America in the latest film. So we go down here, you can tell a butt double might not be the worst thing for her, because we can tell that it definitely ain't for Black Widow. Black Widow don't need a butt double for old Black Widow. She don't need one. She looking pretty good, old Scarlett Johansson. So I don't think it's for her. Definitely not for her. Brie lacking a little bit there.
Now, I've seen a lot of bad takes regarding Brie Larson from anti-SJWs. We've responded to multiple of their videos and we broke down the argumentation used against her. We've seen Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers say that she's the most unlikable person in the whole world. And we've seen MechaRandom42 call out Brie Larson for apparently copying her playing Fall Guys. But honestly, this is one of the more pathetic videos made about her. It's hard to believe, I know, but it's true. Also, I know some people will say that, hey, at least he gave the movie the benefit of the doubt. It's something he says in the video. He says that it might end up being a good movie, which should mean that he's a fair reviewer, right? Nope. You're absolutely wrong. Anyone who makes this many videos criticizing the movie and the lead actor before the movie even comes out and way afterwards, on the basis of useless and pathetic reasoning like her butt not looking good in a certain photo, it shows that he has absolutely no intent to give the movie a fair chance. Just like any other movie or TV show that these people deem to be woke before they come out. If you go into something with the mindset that it'll be shit or that it'll fall into the same traps as other things you don't like, then you're so much more likely to not like that movie. I know people can be proven wrong and it does happen, and I'm not saying that you can't have your reservations about something before it comes out, but when you make hundreds, probably even thousands of dollars saying that something will flop and is too woke, and your audience is expecting you to hate the movie, then you're obviously going to hate the movie. It's a cycle of hatred that keeps happening because these anti-SJWs built their channels off of negativity, hatred, and toxicity, to the point that it's all they know. Really sad. And I honestly believe that channels like these are parasites within nerd culture. They don't add anything of value to the discussion, they only corrupt it. But anyways, here's another clip from the video to really solidify how stupid it really is.
I'm a little confused on the experience for this. How much experience do you need for people to take pictures of your ass? I'm so confused. You must fit these size requirements. Women, number 1, looking for a female. That's not very progressive. Who appears to be Caucasian, 20s through 30s, height 5'2" through 5'4", bust 32B, 32D, waist 25 through 27, hips 36, 38, dress size 0 through 4, hair color blonde. Now, you could argue Black Widow's hair is blonde in the new movie, but like I said, you know, looking at that picture of that butt and going down here, who most likely needs it?
There are people who genuinely don't think Captain Marvel is a well-written character, and that the movie wasn't great, and that's perfectly fine. And then there are people like this dude who are angry because Captain Marvel isn't his perfect image of a traditionally overly sensual woman. These people only want female characters if they're over-sexualized, and if they adhere to their fantasies. Listen, I'm not saying that I don't find women attractive. I do. I'm attracted to women. Although I also do find a lot of men sexy, but that's against the point. But just because you're attracted to women doesn't mean women need to adhere to your standards or to your fantasies to be great. Characters like Captain Marvel show young women that they don't need to be sexualized or be the subject of a man's gaze to be beautiful, strong, independent, and worthy. I personally think Brie Larson is good looking, but my opinion doesn't matter whatsoever. That's not what gives her worth. That's not what gives any person worth. You can be unattracted to someone sexually and it doesn't change who they are. It doesn't make them less themselves. You can dress traditionally sexy, revealing a lot of skin, or you can dress more modestly, or you can dress however the fuck you like. Do whatever makes you feel comfortable and happy in your own skin. Obviously, as long as it doesn't negatively impact other people. Like, just because murder makes you happy doesn't mean it's okay, because it's kind of infringing on other people's ability to be happy themselves. But anyways, the moral of the story is that YellowFlash sitting here and laughing at Brie Larson's body is really fucking pathetic. And if it wasn't for the fact that he's doing this in front of 300,000 people who all agree with his behavior and probably do it too, then I'd just wave him off as a sad individual. I mean, he still is, but he's also causing a lot of potential harm. Also, something that's annoying is that these people will always jump at shit like this, saying that, oh, that's not very progressive.
Women, number 1, looking for a female. That's not very progressive.
Nerdrotic did this too, and it's always so laughable when they do it. They have absolutely no clue what progressivism is, and it shows in how they try to do these gotcha type statements that mean absolutely nothing and only prove that they're ignorant to the arguments of the people they oppose. But hey, your audience falls for it. They think you just owned every woke person out there. Good job. Your echo chamber approves. You're sitting there all alone, laughing at a picture of someone else's body. And yeah, I know Brie Larson is a celebrity and she's a girl boss, so she probably doesn't care about what chuds on the internet say about her. But what impression do you think you're giving to your audience? Oh, so if a girl doesn't have a big butt or if she wears baggy clothes, then she loses worth? I swear guys like these are the same types of people who get super offended if a girl says she doesn't like short guys or guys without abs, which by the way is something that I think is shallow too, but so is what he's saying. He's taken part in maintaining a really harmful culture, the same culture that he would likely criticize if it went against him. Only likely. I can't be 100% certain, but either way, I think he's an idiot. But if you thought this video was bad so far, just you wait, because it somehow gets even worse.
So, like I said, you go over here, you look at Scarlett Johansson, it just does not look like she's in need. It doesn't look like that she's in need there. Hell, look at it. It definitely ain't even going to be for old Peter Parker there either. Oh, I have fun doing this. But look at this right here, Man, this is back. She was a little younger here, man. This is back when she's in Iron Man 2, huh? Oh, Scarlett. So, yeah. Here's a picture of her actually showing her butt. Still looking kind of flat, doesn't it? Oh, she's just... I'm just not feeling Brie Larson. Gotta be honest.
Alright, this is just getting really weird at this point. My man is horny, which is understandable, but please man, keep that stuff to yourself. It's really weird. And the thing is, he still talks about Brie Larson to this day, just like the rest of these channels do. It's pathetic. But anyways, that was YellowFlash 2, and hopefully I've shown you why I believe that this guy is a weird individual. And not in the good way weird, more in like the concerning kind of way. The clips we responded to today aren't the worst things we've ever seen. Nothing he's done so far has been overly hateful or vicious, but in my opinion it's still toxic, and has the potential to be really harmful. Shit like making a whole angry rant because Sony tweeted about having a female demon in a video game, or using a very far-right source, or making fun of people's bodies. With the massive fanbase that he's got, his actions can have serious ramifications. They probably already have, because he's instilling some really fucked up morals in his audience. And you may think that I've only chosen 2 videos from 2 years ago and that he might have changed his ways since then. But here's the funny thing, he hasn't. He makes pretty much the exact same content, but possibly even worse. And we'll get to that in my next video on YellowFlash, where we'll be talking about topics like Miles Morales as a character, potentially his takes on Rings of Power, and if you have anything in particular you want me to cover regarding YellowFlash, then please do let me know down in the comments. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, then please do consider leaving a like, as it does help out the channel. And I also want to give a massive thanks to my awesome Patreons, including our turf captain, Ben Joseph. You can find the link to my Patreon down below, so consider checking it out. But other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, stay safe, and peace out.